baby. We got a Tusk ban to start things off.
Beautiful.
What a hero.
So are we going to see that Beastmaster ban that we always see, or is
Man,
the
I hope
Centaur?
so. I'm tired of him.
Yeah, I'm tired of the Beastmaster too. It's just so dumb.
Stop trying, guys. Just let it go. All right? We're over it.
So it was a fad, and the fad is done. Is that what I'm hearing? Like, it's
he's
just
too
over?
strong.
Oh, he's too strong. It's the other one.
Yeah, the problem is that everyone is just
okay.
letting it through and then trying to fight it. Just like stop. Don't let it through.
It's truly one of these, like, just ban it. Yeah.
Like,
all right, well, there's Centaur.
All right, just take it. Honestly, I hope Inverse just take it. Frankly,
Yeah.
I think it's your best chance.
Beastmaster plus Snapfire. Just take the Snapfire away.
Beastmaster Puck.
Ooh.
Play it on 3, 4, or 5. I don't care.
10 seconds.
Just get rid of it.
Just take the dream team. Take the meta.
5 seconds. remaining.
Yeah,
I
I'm
do
kinda
not
with
think
you
the
there.
play is taking Puck and leaving Beastmaster. And that is not okay. I would rather you gave them Centaur and Puck than give them Centaur Beastmaster.
Yeah, I would agree. I don't think
Just like, please.
Puck actually deals pretty well with Beastmaster, honestly. Okay.
And they go another direction. They go DP Ogre.
Have you guys watched Dota?
Well, just a little bit.
Ogre.
I think statistically, this might be one of the first opening couplet Ogre picks we've seen. Couple Ogre games, yes, but generally not this kind of pick
I mean,
priority.
is this going to be a Medusa draft? Are they
5
actually
seconds
giving
remaining.
Parker the Medusa?
I mean, maybe. Yeah, sure. That's a fine strategy, but there's the Snapfire. Beastmaster makes it on through.
Yeah. I mean, one of the games I was most impressed with Inverse was when they gave RZNT his Death Prophet. He played in the off lane. I think his performance was really good. One thing worth talking about is that the highest MMR players on both teams are actually offlaners here. Sexy
5
Fat and
seconds
RZNT.
remaining.
By a pretty decent margin on both teams. So both actually getting priority here in the draft. Pretty cool. I don't know, man. I think Ogre looks good with
Dire team back.
like super big carries, but I think they're just gonna ban most of them now.
Radiant team
There's one. Gyro. Troll. Okay.
Just take the
I'm pretty
Medusa,
fine
guys.
with Ogre. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't just take Oracle, honestly, but
Yeah,
if this is what they play, this is what they play.
I like Inverse are putting me in a weird position as an analyst because I like the two heroes that they have, but I can't really argue that this was the
10
optimal
seconds
opener given the
remaining.
heroes available.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
So
yeah.
while I don't like it, I
5
still do
seconds
like these
remaining.
heroes. So this could end up
Dire
okay.
team back.
I'll tell
And-
you what, if the BINOMISTAS get Puck in this next phase, I think this game's just over.
Do you guys remember that
Just like
time I
ban
said
Beastmaster, pick Puck, please.
there was one draft I said, I think this is the best Ogre pickup I've ever seen. In that game, they were against a
10
Phoenix.
seconds
So the
remaining.
attack speed is really good versus the Ag, but in this game they banned the Phoenix and they get the Ogre.
5
So
seconds remaining.
you know, obviously they're gonna pick a hard carry and he's gonna farm a little bit faster with it. But
Radiant team
if it's
back.
only what the Ogre provides,
team
I have a
back.
hard time actually.
I'm
liking
just going
it
to
too
check.
much.
Was there a patch this morning? Did I miss something? Can I just Beastmaster change log?
There was no changes, I believe.
Are you sure?
I mean,
think
this
so.
Timber ban is cool. I'm fine with that one. Veno is also
10
annoying. Maybe they're
seconds
setting up for the old Ursa.
Yeah, no patches.
5
No.
seconds remaining.
I mean, I think they're setting up for the Beastmaster and BINOMISTAS, right? I think Mini played it once.
Have there been some internet issues down that I'm not aware of? Have they been unable to watch the other
To
regions,
communicate with anyone else?
Yes. Is it possible
like-
that they're suffering some sort of mass national hysteria where they've lost the ability to understand other languages
What,
across
did
the
Dota
world,
buff
and
go
no one's
down in South
no one's
America?
told them about the Beastmaster? Is that possible?
Well, so
Is
here's
this
the
like the
kicker.
episode of Star Trek where no one can understand each
5
other?
seconds
Deep Space Nine, and they've lost all language functions in their brain, and thus don't understand that the Beastmaster hero is still in.
Well, and like I love Juggernaut, but what's the one thing that he's weak to? BKB piercing stunts. He can't spin TP anymore. You can kill him while he's spinning. Guess who's like top of the list at doing that? It's freaking Beastmaster.
I don't know, man. I feel like I watched like a bunch of games already this week, and the Beastmaster is just gross. It's nasty. It's disgusting. He just throws the axes, and then at level 20, for some reason, he gets like a 35-second roar, or by the time he gets the items, it's usually 21 seconds after his Arcgene and his Mana Prism. 21-second roar, guys. That's like 25% uptime, whether you're just roared.
10 seconds remaining.
Look, I get it. All right, Beastmaster's good, but Inverse,
5 seconds
they're
remaining.
playing the long game here. They're like, we don't really care about patch. They're picking Juggernaut, but they have last pick. I am sure they
I
have
hate winning.
a very special pick prepared for that last pick. It's probably not going to be Husker because Ancient Apparition just got picked on the side of BINOMISTAS. So they either want to prepare for it or they want to pick it themselves. But
they had two
actually
forms of
remember
heal.
that
It's
they were
something.
playing AA in the last division. I'm sorry, in the last season. So I'm happy. I think this is the first AA we saw in SA.
I mean, it's no doubt good versus the Death Prop and the Jug. I don't know if you can really pivot this Ogre to 4 and then go Oracle.
Ogre 4 is so bad.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, I mean, let's see. He goes Ogre 3.
Oh
Gets
God!
his minus on. I will
Stop,
stick away
Trent.
from that one. Yeah.
Yep.
Oracle is so good versus AA, though. Between the False Promise and the Fate's Edict, I do think it's really strong.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of the only answer, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you can always buy Fluffy Head and Cloak and just pray, but
Or just don't get hit by the ulti. That's pretty good.
Radiant
this is definitely a
team
weird draft. Oh, what is happening here?
Radiant
So unique.
Super flexible and a snap pick into the Sven. That Timbersaw ban page out of the old Beast Coast book here. Sven AA, super classic combo. And boys, that's 4 heroes and 4 stuns.
Yeah, they're going for the big side lane wins here.
Frostfinger's
annoying
there, loves
lanes.
him some stun partners.
Okay, I mean, I'm fine with this draft. I think Snapfire Center, really good lane. They probably just jugged because they were afraid of that lane, and I guess the Ogre.
Dire team ban.
Like when I think about it, if they don't get the Snapfire, they know it's a hero that might not get bursted by the center Snapfire. But why not just pick the Snapfire in the first place? I don't know.
Please.
The carry matchup is just so shit, though. Sven has so many advantages over Jug. Like, he has the built-in BK or Battle Fury, so he farms real fast. Plus, he's got the Warcry armor. Wasn't that recently buffed, or the talent was
The
buffed?
talent
or-
is buffed, yeah.
So
I mean, you can always
Seconds
pick
remaining.
Brew 5 to dispel the Warcry in AoE.
There it is. Genius.
Right?
I mean, that would have been great if they had Oracle, though. You know,
Yeah.
that's a use case.
Oh, please tell me they pick Beastmaster here for BINOMISTAS. I would just die if they get Beast.
Dire team ban.
9th pick
Radiant
Beastmaster.
team
Okay.
Oh, thank God.
There's the ban. So
Oh,
that's
he
just not
exists,
supposed
guys.
to happen.
Dire team pick.
Oh,
They were ready.
another
And
quick
oh, look,
pick.
it's Puck Centaur. Hello.
9th pick,
Oh,
Puck.
good.
Congratulations, Beanomistas. You read the manual on 7.29.
They did.
I mean, seriously, though. They got Sven versus Jug. They have AA versus Death Prophet. They have Centaur Snap, and they somehow got a Puck mid. Like, what are they going to do? Pick DK and lose here? Is that the inverse play?
It's a pretty sick draft.
Like, seriously, what are they about to do? I think they're about to pick DK and lose. It's my humble prediction.
Yeah, I mean, you might be right. You might be right. I hope they actually made this tiny and they pick like Earth Spirit. Is Earth Spirit open?
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be okay with that play.
Yeah, just
Still
just
think it's
play,
rough, but it's
you know,
something.
tiny, high armor
and
when you get a
Shaman.
lot of levels.
Shaman or Lion 4. Maybe the Shaman. I don't know.
Yeah,
Just-
I like.
I need
Get
some
crazy
desperate
push.
stuff here. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like their only hope. I'm
Shaman is
not
a pretty
sold on
cool
this.
solution to give them like a small extension of the win condition.
Okay.
You may now
This
Alright.
works too.
select your hero.
This
That's
is
something, but you're picking Void
similar.
Spirit and a Puck. So, yeah, okay, cool. So, obviously, what happened here was Inverse picked their 5 heroes, and then they said, hey, BINOMISTAS, do you guys want to pick 5 heroes to counter every single hero we picked? Oh, sure. That's what this draft looks like. This is a disaster. All right. I don't claim to be the greatest Dota player of all time, but I've seen enough games of this patch, and I can wholeheartedly declare this is the most brutal-looking draft. If they win this game on Inverse, they're the greatest Dota 2 players of all time. Like, surely.
Wow.
This looks awful,
Wow.
doesn't it? Like, look at
Yeah,
these
it does.
matchups.
It does.
I
agree.
Literally
I'm pretty
everyone is
inclined
countered.
to agree. Yeah, the AA on top, like Jug Death Prophet, would look good. I still don't understand why they gave the Ogre this priority.
Yeah,
I can't believe they got 9th pick Puck. There's so much initiation, so much
I woke
catch.
up on the wrong side of the bed or something. I don't know, but I'm upset.
Well, you had high expectations for Inverse. This is the team that came in and upset Incubus right out of the gate, and now we're in week 3, and it's like, guys, are we regressing? What's happening here? You've had multiple weeks to learn this patch. I don't know.
When I see this Ogre, I expected this big carry that could at least leverage the Bloodlust a little bit, but I don't think Jugger is really that hero. So I
it
have
helps
to
with
agree
the
Trent.
ult.
I
But
believe
yeah,
the phrase is they have to go nectar here.
nectar.
Total
yes.
nectar. Like, beyond anything we've seen or experienced. This has to be like the fastest, most kill hungry, slaying everybody play from the start of this game from Inverse. And I wish them the best of luck.
We need some real crisp execution on this one. Gary Theben, what do we think? Gary, darling, are we ready? Do you concur about the drafting advantage here, my friend?
I think I do. Like you mentioned, this is probably one of the series where we could expect a blowout. BINOMISTAS, ahead of Inverse. Inverse, we've, not been particularly happy with some of their performances individual player-wise, Theben, and draft-wise. Trent saying it's a disaster. He's been a little bit grumpy, sure, but do you agree?
I think Trent might have been a little too harsh on Inverse. I mean, they're trying. That's what matters. They're trying to draft, trying to see what they can do to keep themselves, in Division 2, essentially.
So they're innovating.
And trying to beat some teams. Yeah, exactly.
You're saying they're innovating. Okay.
It might not be the best counter picks, and they didn't really react well. To be fair, they were second pick, which is a lot harder to counter pick when you're from second pick. You only get that last pick, essentially. But I can't really say they counterpicked themselves, like after they saw counters and then they picked into it. But I would say BINOMISTAS did a good job at countering like 1-for-1 drafts in this game.
Absolutely. So we're looking towards this early aggression. The laning stage has to go as pretty pristine for the Inverse side. And they've definitely got some tools in their arsenal. The Miggy Void Spirit could rotate around, look for those early actions, sort of skirmishes and brawls. They've got DP Exorcism to push towers. Juggernaut's kind of a pretty decent hero at fighting early too, with his spin and of course going into that shard build. As he's got a very interesting set on that Jug. I don't think I've seen that before.
Yep, it's one of those really old sets, I believe.
The Ardent
just
Decimator.
You know how you know they're old? You just click the items, you check the rarity, it says rare. Nowadays
It's not
everything is
immortal.
just like epic,
Yes.
immortal, epic. Like
Legendary.
everyone's just loaded. There's no legendary though. That's sad.
There is, I think. Aren't they the purple ones? I think there is a legendary...
No, that's epic, right? Those are epic.
I can't remember. Maybe you're right.
Mythical, yeah.
Mythical,
There you go.
yeah. That's the one. So many different tags. Yeah, like you say, just aren't used anymore because everyone's got immortals now. No contest on the bounty runes. Pretty slow, steady start. And we're going to get our lane set up. Mini on that puck. Heading in towards mid against the Void Spirit of Miggy. That's definitely going to get on my nerves. Mini and Miggy. So it sounds like an old kid's 70s cartoon TV show.
Yeah, it's a very interesting lane. It's something we've been seeing a lot in Season 1, and now in Season 2 is still the same thing. Both these heroes have been nerfed in the last patches, but still very powerful mid laners who can control runes and can make plays on the side lanes. And that's what people always care about as a mid laner these days. The ability to do that. Oh,
Oh, up
Parker.
top.
Holy shit, he's taking a beating already.
Just a stomp into a scatter blast. Down to half HP. And Slaw's Ogre is meant to be the one that's kind of tanking that up. He gets up in their face a little bit. It's a double wave amassing, though, with Radiant Creeps. That's something that Centaur and Snapfire could use very nicely, because they'll hit level 2, they'll have this massive wave, and they could dive this Jug under tower.
Definitely. And you see Jupiter, he just... Oh, looking at bottom? What's going on down here?
It's a little bit spooky.
very classic Sven upper lane. Yeah, you got a cold feet into a stun combo later on. DP does have a lot of movement speed. Tiny also has boots. I don't really expect BINOMISTAS to get many kills bottom until the puck rotates down here. It should be a pretty decent lane for inverse. The counter to A versus DP is only once you get Ice Blast, but before that, you're okay with DP.
And I guess you've got toss as like a counter to cold feet. Like toss the DP away.
Yeah.
Try and get out of that.
I would actually love to see some plays later on in the game where Flash just like blinks beside Arzen and just toss him out before he gets hit with an Ice Blast.
Oh, that could be great.
If he gets stunned up.
That could be some good stuff. Looks like
There's a lot of
back up the
creative
top.
ways that you can play. Oh, nice toss back by the Tiny onto Benny here. He's not level 2 though, so won't be able to stun him under the tower.
Yeah, if you had an avalanche there, a very likely kill. That's kind of just what they're doing. Toss back into the DP, Spirit Siphon, chase down the Sven. And that means they are a bit more tentative on the BINOMISTAS side and actually playing aggressive. And the wave is actually stuck around in this same spot, a little closer to that Dire Tier 1, which allows them to toss Nuages back in. An Avalanche and a Crypt Swarm, he pops his stick. He still has a Fairy Fire to play around with, and he's baiting Flax in a little bit here. A couple more hits is what they need, and the first blood's going to go to Benny.
Oh, Sven got it.
Still surviving. Nuages, they're going to turn with Sven. The Spirit Siphon will keep the DP fine. But that first blood, great for the BINOMISTAS.
Yeah, they really tunnel vision for that first blood and got completely punished for it.
That Fairy Fire, such a great laning tool for these support heroes. I never used to buy them. I thought it's just a waste of gold, but you go into lane with that, you could just win a trade-off easily.
Exactly. You can bait your opponent and you can just get a kill on them when they're not expecting, especially when you go under a tower with the armor and HP bonus. It's so good. It's actually an incredibly good item in the early game.
So just something to point out here. Mini just got both bounty runes at the 3-minute mark.
Yeah.
He went off to the east side,
That's
picked
nice.
one up, then TP back to his tier 1, grabbed the left one. So that removes
very good for your
Mickey's
team.
bottle refill.
Exactly. I mean, he did use his teleport scroll for it, 100 gold, but make up for it by getting all those bottle charges and giving your team a significant advantage because you are taking the bounty rune gold away from your opponent too.
Toss back bottom again. Avalanche onto both of them, and this time it looks like they'll take down Nuages, but the cold feet, is it going to snap onto Ars and T? It will.
Fire.
Sven with a few more hits required to finish off this DP, but he gets the job done.
Wow. He had a healing salve on the DP, but he didn't want to use it, then get hit by Benny, and then like sit there with no HP and regen. Prefers to just die here. TP back with full resources. Benny is already at like 300 HP and 80 mana. Apparition is going to have to funnel a lot of regen into the Sven now. So he stays healthy bottom lane and continues to farm. And speaking of safe lane, look at top. This Centaur is destroying Parker. I mean, it's not really a Centaur. I want to say Jupiter has done a great job at just poking away at Juggernaut. And this Ogre, like, he doesn't really know what he should be doing. He can't really chase a Snapfire with boots out of the lane that easily.
What is it? What is his job? So I guess like Snapfire was playing like left-hand side trees for the first couple of minutes, now playing the right side, just blocking camps. Doing all the good stuff. They get a stomp into Cookie, perfectly chain stunned.
No mana for
Unfortunately,
blast.
no mana for Scatter Blast. The right click's coming for the Centaur and the Snapfire though. And Parker forced to fall back. Doesn't have any regen though. He's got some tangos, but no salve. And he's
Benny's
staying
getting
around.
low.
Careful, buddy. Look at Snapfire wrapping around like a Scatter Blast. They know there's no spin for a good solid amount of time, right? So they're trying to get in there on top of him, but he does have that healing ward. Cookie.
Oh, nice
catch
Cookie.
him with a stop with a double edge. That's enough. Perfect pick off on the Juggernaut.
Oh, wow. And check out Sexy Fat's build too. He's gone for the level 2 hoof stomp. Not something that you regularly see on a Centaur offlane when he's winning the lane. But against Juggernaut, you want that extra stun duration so the Cookie can come out in time and chain it up so he doesn't use the Blade Fury to get out of it.
Yeah, some spot-on execution from the BINOMISTAS. Now that's Vanguard done. Bang on 5 minutes for Sexy Fat. Now an untouchable force in that top lane.
Really is. And if he gets a cloak up and boots, then he's not going to be possible to just kill him with just one rotation from the Void Spirit. You're going to need to bring maybe even the Death Prophet for that Spirit Siphon, the percentage base damage to kill a Centaur.
They even get the D-Ward up top as well, and this is all before Mini's first rotations that you were mentioning earlier. Puck has hit level 6. I guess a TP's coming out yet on the courier, so the ability for Mini to get into these side lanes is there, but it looks like Void Spirit's going to make that move first. Miggy, TP's bottom. Flax has the opportunity to toss back. They want the Sven.
They see Miggy.
They want Benny, you're right. They see the Void Spirit coming in, so where's the puck TP? They're going to rotate down here,
whoa.
bring more numbers as they Astral Step
Astral
onto
Step
Benny
was
Sven. The
awkward.
Stormhammer lands, catches the two of them, and holds them back, and that's not a kill on Benny. They didn't even bring Mini
Miggy.
down here. He just free farms mid lane.
Exactly, and this is so good for BINOMISTAS because now they get some pressure middle. He gets the top rune. Void Spirit wasted his gank. He used 2 Astral Steps and his TP. The problem is he just kind of went in without really seeing where the Sven's gonna go next. Missed 2 of his key spells.
Dire's courier has been killed.
And Jupiter also takes his bounty rune. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, Miggy is feeling awful right now.
Are they going to kill Jupiter here? There's a puck with a coil. I only catches the two of them. There's a stampede though, and Jupiter able to disengage. There's the orb at the top, and Miggy's down with a little cookie forward. Jupiter continues battling with the avalanche. Brings the Snapfire down as Mini. Skills still resetting. 2 more seconds for an orb. Flax and Slaw both fall back to their side of the map. And 1 for 1. Some big cooldowns spent though by the Radiant, but they kill the Void Spirit, and that's ruined his game.
Oh, definitely. His TP is gonna be back up. He will try to maybe make a play onto the side lane again. I mean, going back to middle and just farming up isn't really gonna be something Miggy wants to do right now, but he has to. He doesn't really see the opportunities to gank anywhere. Would love to see Slaw just click the smoke and help Miggy get to one of these side lanes. Oh,
Right on top
Goodbye.
of RSNT. Poor DP. 1 more hit from Sven. Come on, find the Death Prophet. She's pretty speedy. Oh, hello.
Nope.
Vortex. There it
right
is.
back into Sven's arms.
You're ready and waiting for it. I think it's time for one of your many very flavorful catchphrases, Stephen. The lane bleed. Starting to happen. Sexy Fat, maybe a kill up top. They've got Omni Slash. Spend it onto the Centaur, but my god, they need a lot to kill him off. The toss,
So tanky.
finally. Omni Slash spin. Everything from Ogre and Tiny, and it looked like he might have even had a chance to, like, if he had Stampede, he probably would have survived.
Yeah, it was about 6 or 7 seconds off before he could stampede out of there. Very unfortunate for him. But they do manage to get that 1 kill. I mean, it's going to help out Juggernaut quite a bit. It's going to push his lane out. His items are looking a little bit sad. Oh, no, okay. He's got Treads and a Broadsword coming out. So not too bad. Still very far behind the Sven, though. And that sucks if you're a Juggernaut being behind the Sven. At this, like, this much behind the Sven.
Yeah, because Sven's top of the net worth. Now he's in jungle, accelerating with that level 3 Greater Cleave.
He's got Master
Also-
Mana soon too, so his farm is gonna accelerate. And there's a few stacks being made in the jungle. I would also like to see Nuage or someone creating some ancient stacks for Benny here.
Oh, absolutely. And yeah, it feels
Smoke
like
up.
it all stems from, top lane going very well for the BINOMISTAS, and Snapfire kind of rotated in mid,
Yeah.
down to bottom.
Exactly.
You start to feel
Dire's top tower is
the
under
entire map
attack.
slip away for the Dire team, like they're losing top tier 1 with no contest, and yeah, they do smoke bottom into a Nuage's Ancient Apparition.
Dire's top tower.
He's down here trying to leech level 6. Looks like a freebie for them. Exorcism for the tower as well, so they are making some nice decisive moves on the map. Knowing that they're behind, try and get some objectives going, force the glyph. No matter what you do, you're always going to be, a step behind. Like, top tower's already gone, mid's going to be pressured by Benny, but you're getting something out of the map at least.
Tower is under attack.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, the EXO, at least you got the tier 1 tower with it, but what's gonna happen next? Because Mini, he's feeling good. He's got his Veil now. He's got a Centaur who's playing with him, pressuring the tier 1. Sven is doing an ancient stack. Like, can you really fight on Inverse? Oh man, they're actually going
DP.
in for this? Oh,
That's a bold TP. And they've got the damage with the Snapfire arriving from that top side. Mini's
dead
trying to
though.
retreat, but with the cookie back, not enough. Miggy gets the final touch, dodging the Remnant. Jupiter going to try and slide past, but gets dragged back in to Slaw. But Sexy Fat here, the Dissimulate dodging. Oh, he jumps in and out. Astral Step to the right-hand side as Flax. He'll arrive, didn't even need a spell to kill the Grandma, still has a toss. Stomp is there, avalanches up Benny and Sexy Fat, and the Omni Slash from Juggernaut, bouncing in onto Sven. They miss the Ether Remnant, Ancient Apparition is arriving with a cold feet. And they'll save Benny. Sexy Fat looks pretty fine with Vanguard and Hood just to stand his ground in the middle of 4 of them. But again, Inverse. Some good execution.
yeah, they lose the Death Prophet right away, and Mini, he was not able to jaunt out. He does not have a single point into a space shift yet. So, isn't that pesky, annoying Puck at this stage in the game?
Nice cookie. Get the chain stuns on Slaw. And that should be the tier 1 falling.
Tower has fallen.
And now there's no reason for BINOMISTAS to stick around. They can spread their wings, fly out across the map. Claim some of the resources that have been left behind.
I would really like to see BINOMISTAS take full advantage of this top side of the map, though. I see Mini walking up there, but Benny farming bottom out. It just doesn't feel as aggressive. Oh, he's not gonna get him. Okay. See Ice Blast coming out top. But yeah, like, we want to see Sexy Fat or Benny here on a Sven playing topside and just keep shoving waves into that tier 2 tower. Because whenever he's bottom like this, it makes Inverse want to smoke down there, get kills, and bring BINOMISTAS heroes down there too.
And they are smoking
They're gonna
down
find
to look for
Aberration
Benny. Multicast on the AA. Stunning up the Tiny before his combo, though, and the kiss is landing onto Flax means that Sven can come in with one final whack. Bring the Tiny down and take his killing spree with him. Flax on a 3x there. Mickey and
Arson.
Slaw.
They need the Death Prophet to go in there with them too. We have Exo ready. And if you know the Sven's bottom, you can just pop the Exo, go straight onto him, get a nice, juicy position 1 kill. But they're just doing everything so half-assed at the moment on the side of Inverse. Just bringing only 3 heroes is just not enough.
Yeah, they need more.
Are scanning.
Juggernaut, what is he, 700 away from 600
Miss
odd
Coil.
in Battle Fury. Puck gonna get cookied out. Stampede as well. Mini has a regen rune here, so could reset after orbing to that high ground again. Nuage is still being chased, though drops the Vortex on the floor to try and run, but tossed into the air and lands down with a crack as he
Parker's
shatters.
got Omni Slash.
He is looking for the Snapfire, and there it is, straight onto Jupiter. Cookie to the low ground, not available, and another nice couple of kills for Inverse. Even after that failed attempt the first time, they go back for round 2.
Dire structures are falling.
Yep, and they got a Battle Fury complete now. And Juggernaut, I think his farm is going to be accelerating quite a bit here. He's got a lot of space on the bottom side. I don't feel like BINOMISTAS are in a position quite yet to go and smoke and kill him, since they don't have a Blink Dagger on the Centaur or the Puck.
Dire's top tower is under
And there's a
attack.
really good vision up by Inverse too here, Gary, if you check it out on the bottom side. It's going to be really hard for BINOMISTAS to just invade and take this jungle back now.
That's the Dire jungle now. Yeah, look, they're circling it, right?
Yep.
Ogre saying this is ours. Do not give up any territory or land. We will stand our ground on top of these ramps.
Dire's top tower is under
And
attack.
for the meantime, BINOMISTAS all grouping up
There's a
mid.
smoke. They
5-man
got the
smoke
Centaur
time.
Blink.
They sure do. Mini with 2,000 gold saved up. The smoke is popped
Arson
immediately. Flax with a
what a
3-man
silence.
avalanche toss. In we go. The Ice Blast kind of misses. Does clip the DP, but the puck's being blown up
Puck's
by
dead.
Miggy. Void Spirit's in there from the right. And Grandma drops as well. Death Prophet, the only casualty. The Inverse suffer, and now they're going back in onto the Sven. The Blink Stomp catches the Tiny and the Ogre. Benny still being chased by Miggy, though, as he dissimulators and comes back up where he started. As Slaw and Flax, they want to get behind this tier 1.
They want
Juggernaut
Benny.
doesn't have Omni
They want
Slash, but he
Benny.
tosses them
Nice
forward.
toss.
Ogre in with a Fire Blast there, and Benny just smacked down. Inverse with the outplays coming in with the numbers, and Centaur trying to save his AA, does get the stomp onto Miggy, but another toss, saving them this time as Slaw gets a double kill, stunned up with a cold feet under the tier 2, happily gives his life for a massive fight.
Yeah, not bad. I mean, you got the kill onto the Sven and the Puck. This is exactly what we were talking about. You can't take that area back easily. They got all this vision on the high ground. They were sitting there. They got the DP exorcism. I don't think Arzen needed to walk down that hill after the silence. Just, poke at them. But once he was down the hill, he got clipped with the Ice Blast. The Sven stun came out. He died very quickly, but they were still able to bring down the Puck and the Sven. And I think that's what matters the most for Inverse. Meanwhile, the Juggernaut was just farming the whole time. Look at him. He's catching back up to the Sven now. Only 600 gold behind.
Yeah, he's really not that far off. These have all been moves where, Inverse has kind of caught them off guard as, BINOMISTAS. That smoke pop is real unfortunate. We'll see what happens if they actually get that first step. That the initiation really is key here, especially these Blink Daggers up on Centaur.
Yeah.
Now the bit of
BINOMISTAS
travel on Puck.
they need to be a little bit more cautious with the way that they're taking these team fights, because there is a lot of brawly heroes on the side of Inverse, like Jupiter right now. He's just getting caught out while split pushing.
Yep. Miggy and Slaw. Right on top of the Snapfire. Jupiter trying to role play as a Pulse 3 shoving out that top wave. Like you said, could have been Benny, could have been the Centaur up there, these tanky heroes. Mini trying to take up the reins in that position. Looking for Miggy in the trees. Miggy and Mini. Little wild goose chase through the forest. Nuage is also up here, so if they get the Coil Ice Blast, potential kill threat over onto that Void Spirit. And
Yeah,
bounty
they
route to
want
bottom
to
refill.
bring him down before the Yo's. Void's almost there.
There it is. Coil Ice Blast
Missed.
misses though. Completely missed. And now the Ether Remnant on Mini means Miggy, still alive, can keep battling. Ogre, Magi with an Ignite and a Fire Blast, going to catch out the Ancient Apparition as Mini
Goodbye,
still
Mini.
being shredded by the Avalanche Toss combo. And that tip, well deserved.
Yikes. I mean, the short range Apparition Ice Blast is not a very high radius. So Miggy sitting right on the corner there, being able to dodge that, and Puck committing to it. He thought that was going to hit him too. So he was trying his best. Now they both
Really well
died.
done by Miggy.
I mean,
Yeah, that's-
this is really, really bad though for BINOMISTAS. Bleeding all these kills is not a good idea, especially when you're far ahead in terms of net worth. I just feel like Sexify, he's got to get a little bit more involved in this game. He's got Blink Dagger, he's got a Plate Mail now, he's making his way to a Lotus Orb. He's been farming a lot of creeps, but not really applying pressure to Inverse.
It's kind of interesting, right? Because we've been looking at this thinking that the outdraft was substantial and that they kind of just go through the motions and play it out. But BINOMISTAS has different ideas, thinking they need specific items, specific timings, because they are, it feels like they are afraid of something on this Inverse side. And if it's not the draft, is it the players? Are they so afraid of the execution of Inverse?
I feel they're just so
like hesitancy.
farmed in their head. So this is how it feels. Have you ever played a game where you're so farmed and you feel like you're gonna win and you just want to get more farmed? You're like, oh, I got all this for me. It's called greed, Gary. I don't know if you've heard
Every
of this
time I buy a
terminology
Midas.
before.
Every time I buy a hand of Midas, it's like, oh, I've won my lane. Yeah, I've got like 3,000. I'll just buy a
Yeah.
Midas or a Radiance or something.
Yeah.
When in fact I needed a BKB or a drums or whatever it might be.
Exactly. You need to buy items and you need to play in a way that continues to shut down your opponent, right? Not whatever helps you get more items already.
Yeah.
You need to do a mix of both. And that's what's going on with BINOMISTAS right now. They're doing small actions and doing some actions, but it's like
Radiant are scanning.
too little. And it's becoming too little too late now. They need to bring more people. They need to control more areas of the map instead of just focus only on your farm right now. It's just allowing Inverse to be able to get back in this game.
You need that landslide of domination. And this smoke, it could provide it for Inverse if they get another team fight victory here. This
Yeah,
could
they're
open up
smoking
the map
towards
for them.
bottom. Jupiter's the one who's split pushing down here. Again, it's like one player's always playing by himself, like Jupiter. Everybody else on the top side, you see one hero farming Ancients. It's just very awkward feeling on the side of BINOMISTAS. And the way they're playing right now, they're going to be losing all their wards on the map very soon.
Yeah, especially looking at the kind of draft lineup. Every pair of heroes pretty much can go looking for kills. Sven AA, Puck with anybody, Centaur with a Snapfire. They've got so much.
Excellent to mid.
They've just got to use it. There's the glyph to try and stop this exorcism, just getting a free tier 1. As the BINOMISTAS, they do amass their forces. Looking to try and match the
They
Inverse
want to
side.
jump jug. He's going to be so fast on this Blade Fury.
There's the stomp. Gets the Blade Fury off. Ice Blast misses again. Multicast onto the Centaur. He's a tanky boy, but they do jump in. 3-man
went
Avalanche
in.
toss with a great stance from the DP. They run straight on top of them. BINOMISTAS, they're going to take down Arzen first. So the Sven's
Benny's
BKB
so
just
low.
slams into them. Benny's still alive. Mask of Mana's lifesteal going to work. Now a coil. Forces the self-fuels. Void Spirit, is he going to get stunned up before he can jump away? He gets the Dissimulate off, but what now? Up to the top right. Jupiter, Sexy Fat, blink in 5 seconds. They can't give chase, so a 3 for 1.
He got the Benny kill. It was a very interesting go on BINOMISTAS. They want to get Sexy Fat to stun the Juggernaut, but obviously he's going to be very quick with the Blade Fury. They saw the Ice Blast come out. Oh, it's not done.
No,
Oh,
the AA gets popped
okay.
now.
It ain't done.
Miggy and Slaw. going in for the 2v4. Ogre is going to get cookied on now. Puck, though, has to be very wary. The Yule Scepter, the Dissimulate, they kill the Ogre off. Puck phase shifts up, gets the Ether Remnant dragged back again. And Miggy, Bloodlusted, will be able to step away.
I don't think Slaw feels too bad about trading his life for the apparition, because that means Miggy is going to get a little bit more XP, a little bit more gold, and you're going to delay BINOMISTAS from being able to do something some more. But yeah, in the last engagement, the Juggernaut, like, they tried to use the Ice Blast on him, they missed, so that gave Arzen an opportunity to go in. And you saw Flax with his Blink Dagger going on 3 targets, but then again, you know, you only got a hood on your Death Prophet. You don't have a way to live through this Sven's Echo Saber and BKB. He is very, very tanky, and he does a lot of physical damage. They need Yules badly on this DP.
That's what she's got queued up next. Shouldn't be too long until she has it finished. And I guess the other thing, you know, tier 1 mid also dies, so another bonus there for Inverse. They do claim that pretty key objective in terms of map control. So they can start thinking about their next smoke and where they want to head, you know, into Triangle, into that top tier 1, and especially guarding the Roshan pit. It feels like first Roshan is super important just to unlock the second Roshan nowadays. Like, you desperately want second Roshan up just to try and get that shard and all the goodies in it. As Ogre breaks the smoke, Stormhammer lands on him. They missed out on the cookie, but the stomp is there from Sexy Fat.
Good. This is one of those plays where you just take a hero out, you control the map for a solid 10 seconds, maybe even go into Roshan pit. I would love to see them just pop God Strength and take Aegis right now.
Mm-hmm. Go straight in there.
Alright, that's good. Yep. They get some vision up. They'll see a Inverse come. You got 20 seconds for the Ogre to revive, who's probably the smoke carrier as well. And the sentries and wards, so they won't be having that. You know, you can just safely take this Roshan objective and go back to the map, farm up a bit, maybe push some lanes out, and group up again once God Strength is up.
Where would you like them to go, actually? Because, like, bottom tier 1 and tier 2, they always feel kind of weird towers to take, but that's usually when Roshan is alive. And right now, is it free gold just to be gathered up for them?
Most definitely. That's where you want to fight at those towers, get Inverse to come out of their base, or stop them from split pushing. Wait, Mini might be in trouble.
Does he get caught here? Jaunt and blink.
It's always so scary. Because, like, anything could happen in those situations. Like,
does a remnant get dropped, you know?
Especially as the Puck, you don't see anyone. You don't know if someone's, like, blinking to where you were about to jaunt to and toss you back. Ooh.
Playing with fire a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I see the majority of Inverse down bottom, so it looks like top tier 2 is an easy one for them. Mid tier 2 is also being pushed in a little bit by the next creep wave. So top tower, outpost, into mid, and just let Inverse play again into that bottom Radiant jungle.
These are good moves from BINOMISTAS. Like, you just take the tier 2 tower first so you can get the outpost, but what I would like to see now is, yeah, you can go for the mid tower while Inverse are grouping up, but as soon as Inverse have all their heroes here, it's better for Benny to just TP bottom, push that lane all the way out to the tier 1, and fight around middle and bottom at the same time, because that will be a lot of farm for Benny. Plus, you know, you'll get more out of your Aegis, because you don't want to be spending it as soon as you get it. He's got about 3.5 minutes still left on that.
And then you can kind of kick the Juggernaut out of his ancient camps too. If you do make that move down there.
You also stop Inverse from being able to split push you, because the worst thing that could happen is you pop God Strength, you go to the high ground, and you feel like someone is knocking on your tier 3s, and you're feeling pressure to go back.
Well, there's a long line, Benny. Yeah, absolutely. Good call, Thievin. Benny TP's bot. So now the challenge is connecting with him. How do we get across the map safely with the rest of our heroes without, you know, having this Inverse side kind of slice through us? And they will gather up very calmly into the mid lane. It looked like they wanted to smoke with Jupiter holding one. Probably want to try and deward their jungle first and grab this outpost, and then think about that move into the dire triangle. There's the Radiant. Do exactly what you wanted. Inverse going to do the mirror. The complete opposite.
But you're going to need... The one good thing about this is that it's so much easier to be able to keep control of the mid wave, especially with a Puck on your team. And Benny, he should just go straight to this tier 1, you know, complete these towers. Look at Sexy Fat as well, cutting the next wave middle. So they're pretty much controlling 2 lanes at the same time. Inverse, you know, they're gonna split push top, but they're always gonna be late to this. This is like the hardest lane as Dire to be able to split push. And this is the opportunity where BINOMISTAS, if they feel no resistance from Inverse, they can just go straight to the high ground after taking the tier 2. And it matches perfectly with their Aegis timing. They only got about a minute and 50 seconds left on it, and that's amazing.
Push it to the limits, yeah. That's going to be one of my favorite things about Centaur, is just so boldly going out, clearing creep waves, and you know that either they need 3, 4, 5 heroes to kill you, or you just insta-clear a creep wave and keep that map pressure on.
Ooh, there's an Ice Blast going top. I'm not sure I like this Ice Blast play here, because now you're giving Inverse a chance to TP bottom and take a fight while your Ice Blast on cooldown.
Well, it looks like is it some kind of bait? Because they have smoked up and they're moving across to try and meet them.
They are. Oh no, why? No, just go high ground bottom. You have God Strength. You're level 19 on Sven. You're gonna waste your Aegis now.
I think the idea was Juggernaut or Void Spirit was like going to cut mid-wave like the Centaur and Puck have been doing.
Yeah.
And they were going to try and catch them and then move out, but it's an inverse smoke that's still in that top lane. Jupiter shows on the wave.
They're going to jump Jupiter.
Benny, Sven moves forward. Aegis is expiring, 45 seconds. Tiny's in behind enemy lines there, as the rest of them, they are trying to fall back away from Benny, just waiting for that timer.
And they're just going to abandon ship. Yeah, they're getting out because it's very nice play from Flax. Cut the wave, TP.
Blast, blink, stomp, get the catch with the coil. He cleared the wave and loses his life.
Yeah, maybe the blink was a little bit obvious, but that Ice Blast was really on point, giving enough vision for the Centaur to be able to just jump him. 9k gold advantage now for BINOMISTAS.
Yeah,
they're the ones who are ahead.
It doesn't feel like it's that much, though. Like, I flicked my eyes up expecting to see, like, a 5-6k lead. Inverse have been doing a pretty damn good job playing out the map and getting this Juggernaut a lot of farm.
The one thing you don't want to be doing as BINOMISTAS is getting too antsy and just going to the high ground when you shouldn't. You want to continue to play like this if you've chosen to play this way, as in just split pushing, not really bringing heroes back to their map. If you want to be hunting them, continue to hunt them, continue to look for those kills, and just continue to build on your gold lead. Because the way that Inverse are going to be able to win this game is if BINOMISTAS go into the high ground, Tiny tosses someone into the tier 4s, and the fight just becomes 4v5. And Juggernaut becomes a really big problem in those situations. He's got the Aghanims, he's quite tanky. He's got a lot of slashes up.
He does. The Omni and the Swift. Every once in a while I take a peek into our Discord channel just to make sure there's no production issues, see what Trent and Zyori and Bowie are chatting about. Bowie and Trent are like smiling at each other like, oh, yeah, you expected it to go like this, did you? Ooh. Smile. Smile. It still feels like BINOMISTAS getting themselves into position yet again into that dire triangle, play out that nice multi-lane move, both into mid and bottom lane, pressure high ground. Force the hand of Inverse. And it's much, much nicer if you can drag them out of the base and play a little deeper there. Maybe bait out Benny. I don't know about baiting him this much.
They're going to be waiting for the next rush. Yeah. What'd you ask about Benny?
No, he just looked a little bit further away from his team. Then he made the move back to join them on this little ramp, waiting for Inverse to make that move forward. They do smoke out of their base. Aghanim Scepter Jupiter gobbled up the Sven, then just, plops him down again.
I think they're calling to go to this rune, that the Puck might come pick this up and we can kill the Puck. Because they have vision there, but now they want to go into the top triangle. They do all have TPs, I think, except for the Void Spirit for 40 seconds. Oh, there it is, see?
And that's the catch.
The Puck.
Straight on the Puck. Swift slash silence after that Yuval's Remnant. Beautifully done. Dead with no buyback for a minute, and they toss the Ogre forward onto Jupiter. Ice Blast, well placed, in onto 4 of them. Exo's out from the DP2, and they're trying to catch any more stragglers. Jupiter with another cookie. Get down to the low ground. Scatterblast thought about it. Avalanche toss, the spider legs. Rule running away. The Omni Slash coming through, but onto the creep wave. Oh, Jupiter's toying with him now. Kills off the healing ward, but the multi-class Fire Blast. And it is that.
That rune bait. I mean, Inverse are playing well in terms of, like, in the position that they're in. and what to do with it. So they were able to get 2 kills, bring the goal lead down to 9k. They're going to be able to push out some more waves. What I would like to see from them is maybe get a better control of top and middle so they can contest this next Roshan. Because the Shard Aegis is going to be very important. You can see Benny, he's not feeling too confident until he gets that Aegis to be able to run into inverse side. And for good reason too. The Death Prophet does have Yules. She's going for an Aeon Disc next. Exorcism is a really annoying spell for Sven, especially when the Warcry is on cooldown.
Very true.
He's got a lot of Warcry armor though. He's got that talent where he gives him plus 10 more. Oh man, 25 armor from that Warcry. This is situations where I hope Inverse do play around the Warcry, or at least get a Yules so you can remove the buff right away.
And just dispel it straight up, yeah.
Exactly,
So
and I think...
play that
Radiant
little
Oh,
tug
there's
of war,
smoke in
like
here.
poke at them. Jupiter spider legs, gets a ward down, sees the ogre and the tiny. And Puck with Centaur straight onto Flax. Gobble up, spit forward.
Benny's
Benny
in too.
shoved onto the ogre, slaps down Slaw. So 2 quick kills for the BINOMISTAS. Miggy's gonna have
And
to
Roshan's
step away.
alive too.
It
Is
is.
that like a instant respawn?
It was
Wow.
pretty quick. It was I think 40 seconds or so.
Yeah, so BINOMISTAS, they just want to touch the high ground a little bit, force a buyback or a glyph like this. The 2 heroes still haven't bought out yet, so they're going to continue on.
There's one buyback. Capel still going. And there's Sven hammering into that tower as they coil up the Void Spirit,
Oh,
bring
the
him down
Dispel.
from the... Yeah, Dispel there. Down from the Yule Scepter. DP's going to Yule's up. The Lotus Orb. Swift Slash bounces back onto the Juggernaut. They've got the tier 3, but it looks like disengage time now as the Avalanche Toss going to throw Jupiter back into that dire base. That's Exorcism, though, that the BINOMISTAS want to try and just wait out.
So God Strength is on cooldown right now. That I don't think they're going to be going Roshan or fighting back against Inverse. And Inverse might be thinking about doing Rosh themselves. They got 30 more seconds on the Void Spirit, though. And the Exorcism is running out. It's probably a bad idea to go in there.
Yeah. They probably saw mini bottom. We're like, oh, we've got a window here. We've killed one.
No.
Someone TP'd
Yeah,
bot.
there really isn't, I think.
Oh, they're still going in.
Okay, it's
Ice
very
Vortex
risky
spots
play.
them.
Exactly. You got the Ice Blast to worry about. You got the tanky Centaur with overwhelming blink. So he's got a second nuke now from coming out from his blink dagger.
Hell yeah. Got Aghanim Shard on the AA as
Wow.
well.
It's just one shot at that creep camp. Interesting.
Drop the base on it. We've got a bunch of shards actually. Like Sexy Fat has his. Nuages has one as well. So that Vortex doing a bit of DPS.
Yeah.
Reducing attack speed.
I like the Sven shard. The Dispel on your Stormhammer. And it reduces the cooldown. It's very, very good.
I guess we saw it in that Yules, and then it's also good against that DP with the Eon Disc too, right?
Yeah,
Into Roshan they
exactly.
go with their minus armor. A Daedalus Sven, and as Parker
Stab
he
on
moves
me.
in, Roshan, he's fallen, try and grab up all the goodies. Benny gets the Aegis. A spin out from Juggernaut. Oh, it's Benny just with a BKB up. Omni Slash there, bounces into some illusions, but it's cleaving through Benny and the Centaur. They're
Cheese
forced to put the
used.
cheese. Aegis also expended. And Parker, oh, he spends a couple of spells, but
He has
some
no
big
BKB
pickoffs,
and
and they're ready
Goshen.
to just keep on going. Great stomp, though, in from Sexy Fat, saves Benny and allows him to turn and hit them down.
There's-
Without that move from Sexy Fat, it looked like a great buy for Inverse. Now Tiny's caught up in the mix of it. Sexy Fat still going. They've taken down Benny, sure, but Mini, Jupiter, still putting up a fight here around this DP with another great blink stomp from Sexy Fat. This overwhelming blink slamming into them, and RZT with the attempted TP. It's
Holy
optimistic.
smokes.
It's going to work.
Look at his strength on the center. I know who the real carry is right now, Gary.
He's got, what, 250
Sexy Fat.
strength?
Holy shit, he's got 5,450 health. It's because of the double edge that just keeps building up thanks to the Aghanim Shard, and then your overwhelming blink also does even more damage and slows them. I think it was a really good play on Inverse. They got the Sven kill, he lost his Aegis, they got the stun up on him. Yeah, you can see here, right, Juggernaut goes in, he really wanted to get the Aegis, couldn't do it, and then the Sven pops the BKB, the Swift Slash comes out, then the Omni comes out, the Centaur gets his cheese off just in the nick of time, stays alive, they get the Aegis kill, then they stun up the Sven, but they have to be a little bit more careful. Like, it's good to go on the Sven, but you gotta wait for the Centaur to show himself first.
Yeah.
They lose their position 1 and 2. Sven is still taking a lot of damage. Tiny comes in, kills him off, so it wasn't like the most awful situation because they did get the carry kill and the Aegis, but you would have liked a better situation.
Oh, what's going on down bottom? Avalanche toss, Stampede, Lotus Orb the Yules back onto each other. Some real cute, weird stuff, and then just no real threat onto Sexy Fat in the end. But yeah, that was literally double strength. Like his normal strength right now. Yeah, he's bought a new Reaver, of course, but at the end of that
Dude,
fight,
this
he was
is
literally
crazy.
double strength.
Yeah, this is actually insane, this Centaur build. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the overwhelming blink right away. I think a heart would have been more interesting and then going back for it, but it just does so much damage with this shard. It's really incredible.
It's insane. Actually insane.
Yeah.
And it's these little combos, you know, people toying with stuff, you know, innovating, being a bit creative. This is something we haven't really seen in competitive just yet. Is that shard combined with the overwhelming blink? You know, we've seen a bit of shard, a bit of heart, a bit of this, bit of that. It's the Yule Scepter catching the puck.
Here's an
From
Eondis.
Central, though, the blink stomp misses. Eondis there, yeah, you're right. So Mini, perfectly fine to keep on fighting. The Ice Blast comes through onto the coil target, blowing up Miggy. Void Spirit down, and physical
Omni?
damage is just shredding through the Juggernaut.
Wow.
Didn't get a chance to
1.6K.
cast a spell. Destroyed. 21,000 net worth down the drain as that Ice Blast and one tap from Benny kills him off, and the Ogre also blasted down. The Blink Stomp coming in with the overwhelming damage of Sexy Fat. It's a massive fight for the BINOMISTAS, finally showing the strength of their draft and going high ground again.
Let's just go for tier. This game is over. Look at this Centaur. Just go tank the tier 4, buddy. You got this.
Go Blink in. Blink Stomp. Catch the DP. Why not just kill them all? Cold Feet there is going to snap in time. The Yules won't be there, so DP dive back. And this now looks over as the Ice Blast clears through the Tiny, and tier 4s, you're right. They're going to get claimed up by the BINOMISTAS. Void Spirit all alone, 1 versus 5 to try and defend this open, exposed, very sad and cold Ancient. What are you going to do, Miggy? Remnant the Snapfire, yeah, all right. Dissimulate, jump, dodge the coil, well played. Gets away from Mini, but your base is gone and good game is called.
Yep. I mean,
A little closer than
BINOMISTAS.
we expected.
Early mid game, I think BINOMISTAS, they kind of, you know, took their foot off the pedal a bit, just chilled out and got punished by Inverse for it. But in the late game, like whenever you outdraft the enemy, in the late game is when it really, really shows. And this Centaur, man, I think he's the one who carried this game. He was so farmed. He did so much damage in every engagement. The second Roshan was really scary. I think if Juggernaut was able to pick up the Aegis or the Cheese, and then they got the kill on the Centaur when he Omni-slashed him, we might have been